Dear students, welcome to our lecture number 38, and it is in the continuation of lecture number 37, protein binding. Okay. In the previous lecture I have told you what is drug protein binding, what are its mechanism and what is the significance of drug protein binding. Okay. In today's lecture I will discuss about the kinetics of protein drug binding. Okay. What is protein binding? Protein binding is a type of complexation, or it is a process of complex formation. Okay. So, as I have told you in the previous lecture that protein drug binding can be of reversible nature as well as of irreversible nature. Most of the time it is reversible and rarest cases it is irreversible. Okay. So, we are taking an example that reversible binding of protein and drug molecule, it can be written as this is protein and this one is drug. So, when drug molecule binds with this protein, it will result in the formation of drug protein complex. Okay. We can write protein as P and drug as D, and these both of these will make a drug protein complex that can be represented by this PD. Okay. In this reaction, the equilibrium stability constant, that is K, can be written as K is equal to formation of complex between the drug and protein complex and divide by concentration of protein and concentration of drug. Why it is written as DF? DF is free drug molecule. Okay. The drug which is free or which is ready for binding to the protein. So, equilibrium stability constant can be written as the K is equal to concentration of drug protein complex divided by the concentration of protein and concentration of the drug. So, what is this PD? Concentration of protein drug complex. What is P? Concentration of protein that is not bound. DF is what? Concentration of free drug, and K is what? Association constant. Okay. So, we can multiply this. So, this after this it will result in the formation of K P DF is equal to PD. So, this is the equation number 1. Okay. Now, this is PT is equal to P plus PD. See, if PT is the total concentration, the total concentration of protein or the protein concentration that is free can be obtained as follows. If PT is the total concentration of protein, we can write as PT is equal to protein plus PD, complex formation between protein and drug molecule. Why it is written as so? This is the total concentration of protein. This is the concentration of protein that is free, and this complex include the concentration of protein that is bind to the drug molecule. Okay. So, after adding this will result in the total concentration of the protein. So, from this equation we can calculate the concentration of free protein, and it will be equal to the total concentration of protein minus the concentration of protein that is bound to the drug molecule, or the concentration of the protein drug complex. Okay. Now, we are substituting this equation into the very first equation. What is the equation? This one is the first equation, and in this equation we are substituting the value of this. So, what is the value of P? Concentration of free protein is equal to the total protein minus concentration of the protein drug complex. So, here in the place of P we are writing concentration of Pt minus concentration of Pd. Okay. So, this equation will be K Pt minus Pd multiplied Df is equal to the concentration of protein drug complex. Now, we after solving this it will become Kdf into Pt minus Kdf Pd. Okay. So, Kdf Pt is equal to this will move to this side. So, the concentration of Pd plus Kdf and Pt. This will move to right hand side. Okay. Now, Kdf Pt is equal to concentration of Pd plus Kdf Pd. Okay. After solving this equation, concentration of protein drug complex will equal to the Kdf Pt upon 1 plus Kdf. Okay. This is the concentration of Pd. Okay. This is Pt. In the next step, we are dividing the concentration of Pd with the total concentration, and this equation will become Kdf upon 1 plus Kdf. Okay. So, this Pd upon Pt is equal to the R. This Pd upon Pt is equal to R, and what is this R? This R is number of moles of drug bound per mole of total protein. Okay. What is this? Number of moles of drug bound per mole of protein. Okay. So, this is a type of, or this is a sort of Langmuir adsorption. R is equal to Pd upon Pt is equal to Kdf upon 1 plus Kdf. Here what is R? R is moles of drug bound per mole of total protein, and this equation number 4 will form the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Okay. So, in the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, we can plot a graph between the R and Df. Okay. So, there will be a graph between the R and Df, and this graph will be like this. Okay. Now, the equation number 4 is this: if it has only single binding site, then the equation will be this, but if it has more number of binding sites, then there is a inclusion of this V. V is the number of independent binding site available, then this equation will become R is equal to V into Kdf upon 1 plus Kdf. If V is equal to 1, then this equation will be equal to this, but if there are more number of binding sites, then this equation can change. Okay. After inverting this equation, we can obtain 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon V Kdf plus 1 upon V. Okay. We are inverting this equation. We are inverting the equation number 5. By inverting the equation number 5, we will obtain equation number 6. What is equation number 6? 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon V Kdf plus 1 upon V. Okay. So, R is equal to V into Kdf upon 1 plus Kdf, and by rearranging this equation number 5, it will become R, because there will be cross multiplication, R plus R Kdf is equal to V Kdf. Okay. So, R upon df is equal to Vk minus Rk. This equation will give the sketched plot. The previous one equation, this equation will give the Claude's reciprocal plot. This will give the Claude's reciprocal plot. Equation number 6 will give the Claude's reciprocal plot, while the equation number this is equation number 7, this will give the sketched plot. Okay. What is Claude's reciprocal plot? Claude's reciprocal plot is, in this we can draw a graph between 1 upon R, and on the x-axis there will be df, and there will be a linear graph. Okay. This is the y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. This one is y, this one is x, and from the intercept we can calculate v, and slope can be calculated from 1 upon vk. Okay. So, value of v will be calculated from the intercept, and after getting the value of v, we can easily calculate the value of this constant. Okay. So, this is the Claude's reciprocal plot. Okay. In the sketched plot, there will be a graph like this. Okay. This is a plot of sketched plot. So, the value of association constant k and the number of binding site v can be obtained by plotting the equation in different ways, and these are, first is direct plot, second one is Claude's plot, and third one is sketched plot. Okay. Next is the extent of protein binding. See, a number of methods are used to determine the amount of drug bound to the protein. There are some classical techniques such as equilibrium dialysis method, ultrafiltration method, and dynamic dialysis method. These three methods are the classical techniques. These are the classical techniques for the determination of protein drug binding. Okay. Some other methods can be there, gel filtration method, nuclear magnetic resonance method. Okay. But we have to study these classical methods of protein drug binding. So, first method is equilibrium dialysis. What is equilibrium dialysis? This method was refined for studying the complexation between the metal ion or small molecules and macromolecules that can't pass through a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. The equilibrium dialysis method was refined or was defined for studying the complexation behavior between the metal ion or the small molecules and macromolecules that cannot pass through the semi-permeable membrane. Okay, a GI membrane acts as a semi-permeable membrane. So, this method is particularly designed for that molecules which cannot pass through the semi-permeable membrane. Okay. So, what happens in this method, the serum albumin, what is serum albumin? Serum albumin is a protein. Okay. In this method, the protein is placed in the whisking cellulose bag. This is the whisking cellulose bag. You can see in the diagram whisking cellulose bag. In this, the protein is placed into this. This P represents the protein. So, serum albumin is placed in this bag, serum whisking cellulose bag, and the drug in different concentration is placed in the outside vessel. Here the drug is placed. This is the outside vessel. This is the jacketed beaker. Okay, why it is jacketed? In this we are providing the temperature 37 degree centigrade. Okay, this one is the drug solution. In this, drug is present in different concentration. Okay, there is a magnetic stirrer. This is the magnetic stirrer by which continuous stirring occurs in this process. Okay, so in this process what will happen? This drug molecule will penetrate into this whisking cellulose bag. Okay, this protein molecule or this macromolecule cannot pass into this drug solution. Okay, this protein molecule cannot pass this into the solution. Only drug molecule can penetrate through this semi-permeable membrane into the whisking cellulose bag. When this drug penetrate into this cellulose bag, it will bind with the protein molecule and form the protein drug complex. Okay, and at regular interval of time, a sample is withdrawn from this to check the extent of protein drug binding. Okay, so what is equilibrium dialysis method? In the equilibrium dialysis method, the assembly is shown here. In this assembly, there is a whisking cellulose bag, there is a jacketed beaker, and the drug solution is placed into this beaker, and the albumin is placed into the whisking cellulose bag. Okay. So, as the dialysis continues, the drug will permeate from this beaker into the whisking cellulose bag. Okay. And the albumin is a protein that cannot pass through the semi-permeable membrane. So, this protein molecule cannot go outside this whisking cellulose bag. Okay. So, the drug will continuously permeate into this bag and will bind to the protein molecule, and it will result in the formation of protein drug complex. As the time elapses, the more amount of drug permeate into the bag, and if binding occurs, then the drug concentration in the bag containing protein and drug should be greater than the concentration in the outside vessel. Okay. This drug will continuously permeate into this, and if there is protein binding, then the drug will continuously complexed with the protein molecule, and there will be formation of protein drug complex. And if this process continues, then there will be more drug concentration as compared to the outside vessel. Okay. See, this equilibrium dialysis method has certain limitation, that it is a very tedious process and it requires number of individual measurements to define the binding behavior. Okay. So, this method is rather inconvenient and it is not widely used. In addition, it has a long equilibrium time. Okay. So, this is all about the equilibrium dialysis method. Second method is ultrafiltration. What is the ultrafiltration method? Ultrafiltration method is more convenient for the routine determination. Why it is convenient? Because it takes very less time, or it is less time consuming process. Okay. It is similar to equilibrium dialysis in that the macromolecules such as serum albumin are separated from the small drug molecules. Okay. And this hydraulic pressure or centrifugation is used, and the concentration of drug can be obtained by the equation A is equal to EBC. Okay. So, ultrafiltration method is more convenient as compared to the equilibrium dialysis method, because it can be used for the routine determination, because it is very less time consuming and it is less tedious process as compared to the equilibrium dialysis process. Okay. And it is very similar to the equilibrium dialysis, because in this case the macromolecules such as serum albumin are separated from the small drug molecules. Okay, because the size of drug molecules is small, because of this it can permeate through the semi-permeable membrane, and the size of macromolecule serum albumin is high, so it cannot cross the semi-permeable membrane and cannot go into the outside vessel. Next is the dynamic dialysis method. So, dynamic dialysis method is type of kinetic method for the determination of concentration of bound drug in a protein solution. Okay. It is a very rapid method and very economical in terms of amount of protein required. Okay. It is readily applied to the study of competitive inhibition of protein binding. Now comes to the assembly of dynamic dialysis method. So, as you can see in the diagram, there is a dialysis bag and this is a jacketed beaker. In this, temperature of water is maintained at 37 degree centigrade. There is a buffer solution, 200 ml buffer solution. Okay. Jacketed beaker contains 400 ml solution, and dialysis bag consists of 7 ml of protein or protein drug complex. Okay. So, in the dynamic dialysis process, what happens in this process, in the 400 ml jacketed beaker, 200 ml of buffer solution is placed and around 7 ml of drug or blank or drug protein solution is placed in this bag. Okay. And this bag is suspended into the buffer solution. So, what happens as similarly similar to the what happens in this, drug molecule will penetrate from this bag into the buffer solution. Okay. In the equilibrium dialysis process, drug molecule was penetrated into the whisking cellulose bag and there was formation of protein drug complex. Okay. But in this case, there is reversal, there is movement of drug into the buffer solution, and at regular intervals the sample is withdrawn from the buffer solution to obtain the concentration of drug into the buffer solution, and to maintain the sink condition, the amount of sample withdrawn is, or fresh sample is transferred into this buffer solution. Okay. So as to make the concentration gradient. Okay. And this sample is withdrawn periodically, means after 5 minutes or after 10 minutes. So during dialysis, the free drug present in the bag permeates to the semi-permeable membrane and reaches the buffer solution. Okay. And the amount of drug present into the buffer will be estimated by the suitable methods. Okay. See, in the presence of, this is a graph of total drug concentration versus time. As the time goes on, we are calculating the total drug concentration, that after 1 hour what is the level of protein, what is the level of total drug concentration. See, in case of without protein curve, there are two types of curve, curve number 1 and curve number 2. Curve number 1 is the total drug concentration without protein binding, and this is the total drug concentration that is bound with the protein. Okay. So, in the case of curve 1, this curve will obtain, and if it is bound with the drug, then the concentration of drug will be like this. So, in the presence of protein, the rate of loss of drug from the dialysis sac is slowed as compared to its rate in the absence of the protein binding. So, this dynamic dialysis method is based on the principle of rate of disappearance of the drug from the dialysis bag, which is proportional to the concentration of the unbound drug. Okay. So, what I have told you in this lecture? I have told you about the kinetics of protein drug binding and the methods to determine the concentration or extent of protein drug binding. So, three methods are used here: equilibrium dialysis method, ultrafiltration method and dynamic dialysis method. So, out of these three methods, equilibrium dialysis method is very tedious process, but ultrafiltration method is very rapid method, it is less time consuming method and it is most commonly used method. So, last one is the dynamic dialysis method. This method is also convenient, this is also a kinetic method, it is a rapid method and it is economical in terms of the amount of protein required and it is readily used in the study of competitive inhibition of protein drug binding. Okay. So, in case of dynamic dialysis, we have obtained the two types of curve number 1 and 2. So, as you can see in the graph, in the presence of protein, the rate of loss of drug from the dialysis sac is slow as compared to the rate in the absence of protein drug binding. So, this is all about the protein binding or protein drug kinetics and the methods for the determination of extent of protein drug binding. Thank you.